on the normal standby mode and you trigger your gate, it's going to give you what is the speed the gate is traveling at.
So when you phone us and you've got a problem with the product, this is what we're going to ask you to check for us. Tell us what is inside that diagnostic menu, because then we know how to help you. Right.
Where the problem was.
Yes, what means what? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. If you go right again,
Right or left?
Distance.
We went right and then.
no, that's fine. You can either go left or right. Then I'll change what.
But we get different menus.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go right. Let's all of us go right. The next one will be, what is it? Distance. Distance. How long is your gate? The next one.
Motor current.
Motor current. How much is the motor throwing during operation? That one, if you select it, you press from close, it will tell you what is the pickup current and what is the traveling current, what is the last point of current when it goes to the limit as well.
Let me tell you if the gate is sticky or what.
Yes, so
if the gate is running very heavy, it will draw more current, and we can see it in that menu. And we will ask you, if Nati says how much current is the motor drawing, and it's a lot, he's going to tell you, I think
What's
the gate is
normal
too heavy.
current?
So basically on the control card you've got the 30 amp fuse. You've got the allowance at least to go until 25. So if you go anything above 25, the gate will
There's
stall
something
and
wrong.
then yes, the gate will stall because it's trying to protect itself.
Force.
Force, that tells us exactly how heavy the gate is.
Yes. How much you need, what is the road
Pull the gate
Yes.
on without the motor
Yes.
gearbox engaged.
Yes. It's
Right,
basically like your scale reading.
Alright, so our machines have got a rating, and this is what I told you guys earlier with the pull scale. This is how we determine how heavy the gate is rolling. Alright. Drive 500, 600 is 300 Newton. 300 Newton, eh?
Yes.
So that means 30 kilograms rolling resistance. If you take a pull scale and you pull that gate and it's pulling heavier than 30 kilograms, it means the gate is too heavy for that operator. Okay, the Drive 1000 is running at 400 newtons. If you take a scale and you pull it and the gate is running heavier than 40 kilograms, it means the operator is too small. Now we're giving you guys the correct information. You can tell your customer, sir, the motor you want to put here is not going to work. Okay, this gate is too heavy. Or maybe the customer is having issues. And you can go there and say, sir, when we installed this gate was running smooth. Check here, this gate is now running too heavy. You need to fix the gate. Okay, all the information is brought into that diagnostic menu for you guys.
Okay, go right again. PSU is the control card getting the power from mains or not? That's your PSU. And it will tell you what is the reading.
So if it says 17, 18, 19,
17, 18, that's fine. Your rate is actually 16 to 20. But should you get to the place whereby your 220, maybe it's running at 270, then you're obviously going to get like a 22 volts, and that's something that might damage the control card very easy.
But
if,
this one?
if there's no shading or any type of AC.
But there's no voltage.
Which one? It's right, it says 0. That
That is
basically
not
means it's not plugged in, you see.
So it's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So again,
So should you plug it in, it's
you
going
had
to give
from
you the
Marty, and you would have seen that there was no AC. So there would either be a circuit breaker that tripped,
Yes.
or maybe even a fuse on the power supply that blew, or something if there's no AC.
Yes.
Okay,
So your AC on diagnostics should give you what is the reading from your power supply. So if it's off like this one, then you're basically not having the mains onto the machine. Okay? Next one.
So it's running purely from the battery.
Purely from the batteries. Aux 12 volt. So that's gonna tell you
The battery is still.
no the voltage. That's the auxiliary voltage. That's the voltage you're using for your beams. Yes. Yes. Your auxiliary 12 volt, yes. It's going to give you what is the reason. Remember I said you don't need your multimeter. You can also tell by looking at diagnostic how much is your auxiliary. Okay? So if it's lower than 11 volts, then you know the control card is either faulty or something that's pulling down the system on your connection.
Now, if you connect too many devices to the auxiliary as well, it will pull down that output.
Yes.
Right, so
Okay.
unfortunately there is a limit. You can't connect 10 devices. Maybe you can, depends on their current draw, but you are limited to what power we can pull. And if the power consumption from all your extra devices is too much, you'll have to add an extra power supply. But we can see that again on the diagnostic.
Next.
Okay, go right again. It should then go to auxiliary current.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're connecting like 4 or 5 receivers, one drawing like 200 amps, whereas your auxiliary only having like 500, then you obviously overloading the system. Chances are you might damage that output because you're drawing too much. Okay? So that's just to help you not to overload the control card.
So now it's showing 0. So.
It's showing 0,
There's nothing connected.
nothing connected in that case then.
Okay.
Here it's not available.
Yes.
Not available.
There's nothing that's been drawn at the moment.
Here it's not available.
Not available. If you connect this one, then it's gonna tell you.
Oh,
Okay.
And the next one,
So the next one,
motor supply.
what's it?
Motor supply. Supply.
Motor supply. Is the motor operating from the battery or it's operating from the mains? Next one.
Battery,
Battery. What is the battery voltage?
14.6.
So obviously you don't need your multimeter. The voltage that you're getting there, it's the voltage that you're gonna get it with your multimeter on the battery. So you now know what is the battery voltage. Next one.
Battery top up.
Battery.
Top up.
Battery top
So
up.
remember earlier I told you guys that we've got the C-Tech charger built into the machine. So it's got different levels of discharging the battery and recharging it. So that is a very smart charger built into the machine. It will only recharge what is needed. So if it says top up, it means the battery is not taking a lot of charge at the moment.
No.
It will change, it might say bulk, it might change that description, but it's just telling you what the charger is currently busy doing with the battery. Okay.
Like ours, what? Supply. It only says it needs supply, there's no supply.
Yeah, so your battery is currently not charging because there's no AC connection installed.
It needs supply.
Okay, it's showing now charge current.
Charge current. Yes.
Ze-
How much current is it pushing to the battery?
0.15.
0.90.
Now it says source, so it needs.
So if the battery was very flat, then that reading would have been a lot higher. It would have been, maybe 2 or 3. But because these are new batteries inside the operators, they don't need a lot of charge, and that's why it's only trickle charging the batteries. Okay.
And immediately when you see it saying bulk charge, then it means your battery is completely flat.
Okay, next one.
Next one.
FET temp. FET temp.
What is it?
Temperature.
The FET temperature. That's the temperature the motor is running at. So obviously, if the machine is being overloaded,
It will increase.
it will increase.
That's ambient
Yes.
temperature.
Yes. So that temperature, once it goes higher than
89.
once it goes higher than 37 to 40, then it will definitely make the motor stop.
So I explained to you guys earlier that we increased that temperature threshold on the version 8 card. So that temperature will also increase if you have not installed the magnet correctly. If the gate is constantly pressing up too hard against the end stopper, it will increase the temperature on that component. And then we can also tell you, listen, there's something wrong with the installation. You can check where's that magnet. Okay.
Even if maybe it's stalling because of the wheels putting too much load on it or the gate stitching too much on top of the pinion, it
Correct.
will also cause such as well. The temperature will always rise.
Okay.
See when the temperature is
Same.
from over 77 to 40. But when this one is 39, that's the problem.
Yeah, because you guys have always been banging now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, the machine can take some punishment. I don't want you guys to think, if you do something wrong immediately, the machine is going to be broken. But if you do it continuously and you don't fix the problem, eventually the machine will start to give a problem. And all of these things that we're telling you to check help you to see if there is an issue. Sometimes even before calling us, just scroll through that diagnostic and just check for yourself if you can see something that doesn't look right.
Once that has been happening a couple of times, the control card will tell you heating, cooling off, then it's going to shut down. Then you know the control card has taken a minute, enough punishment. It says, no, I'd rather stay now.
Yeah. Limp mode, then the lock be down.
Yeah, it won't do anything. The control card has to switch off until it's cooled down.
Yeah.
To prevent you from burning it out.
Okay.
It's good.
So then in that case, you're going to have to wait for it to cool down, then you can go back. Okay? Question?
Yeah. Now it's showing the gate mode.
What's it? Gate mode. That's your That's your PT mode setting. Gate mode, it's your PT mode setting. Are you on auto close, are you on condominium, or are you on standard?
I think it's auto close this one.
This one?
So if it says auto close, then it's set onto auto close.
Okay, the next one here, cycle.
Cycle count, number of operations again. Remember I showed that one on the main menu, on your advanced menu. You can also get it on your... Yes. Let's say you installed a gate like 2 weeks ago, you get there, they say, no, this machine has never worked. You go to cyclists, you're getting like 4,000. No, this machine has been working. You can call your customer and say, look, this machine has been operational more than 400 cyclists.
Or otherwise, the other, if somebody's remote is linked to this, when they press it, the gate open and close as well. You can pick it up on the end.
You can read that one like this. Questions?
Can you zero or can you reset that? Counts, things like that.
The count, you can never reset it. Only if even if you do your factory settings, the cycle count will never go up.
Is it? So just
Until the control card goes for repairs, then we run the new software on it, then it's gonna throw away the other ones. But besides that, no. And also when it comes to the PIN code, let's say Mr. So-and-so installed the PIN code, the machine, then he leaves the PIN code, he doesn't give it to the end user. You're now struggling to do the programming on the machine. The end user must produce the invoice for that from that specific installer. Then we're gonna reset that PIN code for you. But without any necessary information, we're not gonna do the research on that because it's just not to help anyone, but the specific person that we know about the unit. So you cannot just take it from Devon and then you want to reset the PIN code here. When we check the serial number, the machine was bought in Devon.
how
Does that happen?
to reset it? Must I take the card out and bring it in? Or can I
To reset it, let me quickly show you guys that. Okay, let's come close, all of us here. Okay, so now I'm going to do the code. Go to controller setup. Then I'm going to select the code. You go to the code, it's disabled. You say enable. Once you say enable, then you're gonna put your code, okay? So my code will be 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay? Then now I'm gone. Someone else comes, he want to do programming. It needs the PIN. So for you to get the serial number, because we need the serial number for the software inside, you need to get at least 4 incorrect code entered onto this unit, then you're gonna get the serial number. Remember on the main menu, the serial number will always be there. But once the control card is locked, we cannot access that serial number. So the right way is to put wrong codes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 5. Then now it's giving us the serial number. So you say serial number, say here it says call the number, give the serial number. You're obviously not going to call that because they're far. I'm closer to you. You just give me a call. You give me that serial number. I go to the decoder on the computer. I give you the master reset on this unit. Done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And if I want to change my code,
Which code?
like if I put the PIN code and I want to change,
Like you've got the 11111.
Yeah.
Now you want to change it to a different.
yeah.
You want to change, you obviously need okay, so because now it's been abused, you need to power down, power up. So you go into programming, you type in your PIN, programming menu entered. You go back to the same section again, controller setup, you go to PIN code, it's enabled, you can say disable, you go out again. So when you go back now, when you go back to enable, it's going to ask you for the new code. So you see now it says use to change, you can now go 0 0 0 0 0 0. So now zeros will be your code, you go in.
If you forget it.
How many numbers are there? 6.
It's 5.
It's 5
So
numbers.
you see now
5 digits.
it says PIN code, You go to 1, it's no more gonna take the 1, it needs the zeros. You see, it says incorrect P. So you need to go with the 0. So that's your 0, 0, 0. Now you're back. Okay, so to change the code, you must have the existing code.
Or the serial number.
Or the serial number, yes.
And then
And
you find
also, bear in mind, if you buy the unit from Regal, they might use this one as your serial number, but we don't need this serial number to reset the unit. This is a complete package. Your remote, your blah, blah, blah. That's your serial number in the box. We need the electronic serial number.
Okay.
The software, yes, the software.
Okay. I just want to know one more thing. For the check that force the gate, like I want to know like which motor is gonna be suited for the gate. If it's like how heavy and
You need that scale that you
Yeah.
buy from your builders and so. You use that one, you pull your gauge, then you can see how much is the rolling force. Then you can compare to the unit.
okay.
Yes.
Right, so guys, we have a little test to run.